Okay, here's my latest, Kate Messner. She also writes nonfiction graphic novels, The History Smashers. If you've come across those are really good. This is completely different from that type of book. Laughed, I cried some more, and I could not put it down. I read it in one setting, which there's a whole lot of white space. You ever read Love That Dog? By Sharon Creech, there's a whole lot of white space. It is told in verse, and there's also a lot of pictures, as you saw there, and text messages. Have you ever done something that you regretted and got you in trouble, but because you did what you did, you grew because of the punishment? Well, that's what happened to Finn McConnelly. Finn McConnelly, like I said, I laughed and I cried in this book. Finn McConnelly is in trouble for smashing a gravestone in a cemetery. He smashed this woman's gravestone, and as he starts to find out about this woman was a 46er, which a 46er is someone that has hiked all 46 of the mountains and mountain ranges in the Adirondack Mountains, and I had to look this up, I didn't know where this was, northeastern New York. So this woman was a big deal in the hiking community, and he smashed her gravestone. Well, as the book goes on, because immediately you're thinking, why in the world would he do something like that? Go and kick somebody's gravestone. But as the book goes on, you begin to find out that he is hurting, he is grieving someone. And the author doesn't give it away right away, but in time you found out that it's his dad he's grieving. So he was going to visit his dad's grave in this cemetery, and because of all his hurt feelings, he's just sad, he's mad, and you find this out over the course of the book. Well, his punishment for messing up this gravestone is this woman's, her name was Edna, this woman's daughter says, you have to hike all 46 of these mountains this summer. And if you hike these mountains, then that will be your reparations, which reparations basically means paying back. And he and his mom certainly do not have that kind of money. And so he's stuck. He's got to hike all 46 of these mountains. And we're not talking just a little hike in the woods. These are some serious elevation, and he has someone with him every mountain, an adult that is a big hiker, a 46er, and he learns something from each of them. At first, he's annoyed by having to do this, has a horrible attitude. Oh, and he has to take Edna's dog. He calls him all sorts of funny names. Drooly Face is one of them. But over time, he falls in love with this dog. This dog is almost like a part of his family. And one of the pictures there that I showed you, his mom, of course, wants to know every time that he has reached one of the mountains, one of the summits, the tops of the mountain, and she's concerned that there is because there are bears in the mountain, there are wild animals. So he fixes his text to where when mom says, "All right, did you make it?" and she automatically gets this response: "I'm not lost in the woods or being stalked by a panther or getting swatted by a bear," and that's basically his response for several of the mountains. But then over time, he starts to appreciate the view, appreciate the journey, appreciate who he is hiking with and what they can tell him about his dad, because his dad was, as you can tell by the title, his dad was a hero. His dad was a firefighter on 9/11. The Adirondack Mountains are in northeastern New York, so we're not talking too terribly far away from New York City. His dad was a hero in 9/11. But the thing with heroes, the trouble with heroes, when you put that label on someone, you expect a lot from them. And there's this famous photo that's everywhere of his dad saving someone from one of the towers, and Finn sees it all the time, and his dad would have seen it as well. And his dad just had a lot to live up to, being a hero in this community. And then COVID hit. And some of you can remember about how COVID was. Early in the book, it talks about how it was Mom, Dad, and Grandma were at a funeral. Well, it was early enough in the book you didn't know whose funeral it was. And it was just them because it was during COVID, and you didn't have a funeral with everybody that would, all friends and family that would want to come pay their respects after someone passes away. So Finn is filled with so much grief from losing his dad, and what his dad chose to do, again, as being a hero, and he was a firefighter, so that means during COVID he would have continued to help people even when it was putting him in danger as well. And it talked about when he would come home, maybe after being working for 2 weeks, he would come home and he wouldn't even come in the house. He would just visit with the family, like out in the yard, and he would sleep in a tent because he did not want to get them sick. So what does Finn learn about his dad? Oh, and there's so much backstory that Kate Messner has put into this. This woman would write letters to other hikers that she knew were hiking and trying to be a 46er, meaning hike all 46 of these mountains. And Finn's dad was one of them. So Finn finds these letters from Edna, where Edna is writing to him, and it's just giving me a chill because she's writing to Finn's dad about the challenges that he would come across doing hiking these certain mountain ranges. And these are the exact mountains that Finn is having to hike for his punishment. And it's like, okay, watch this bridge. You can walk across this wooden bridge. This will be helpful to you. So it's like Finn is walking in his dad's footsteps. Well, what kind of surprises do the letters bring? What kind of surprises does these hiking 46 mountain ranges? And starting off with a horrible attitude. You ever start off with a horrible attitude about something, and then over time, over the growth that you have, growing, you've got to read this book. Fabulous book. What's your next book? Oh, I think I need to say this now that school is just about to start for everyone. You may have found yourself having an up in your reading journey this summer. Maybe you read a ton, maybe you didn't read so much, maybe you're having more of a down. That's okay. School's about to start. Maybe you'll have your, hopefully, classroom libraries and library in your building that you can go check books out. Hopefully go find books like this, or your county library. It's okay if you have ups and downs in your reading journey. This summer it took me a bit to get back into reading after school started, especially with all the summer activities. So now that school's about to start, have a great school year and find this book. Keep reading.